Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, kids. Well, today is Friday, the last day of the week, and we have our classes. Remember that we are in unit number 7, right? And we had a homework which was dealing with grammar and vocabulary and everything in the workbook. So let's go to the workbook and let's see what is it about. Workbook, page 28. This page here. Well, the first part of the homework was exercise number 1, grammar. Complete the sentences with the correct form of the verb in brackets. So it can be infinitive or gerund. I mean, infinitive with to or a verb ending in ing. Because this was the grammatical topic of unit number 7. A list of verbs that are always followed by another verb ending in ing. Another list of verbs that can be followed by an infinitive with to. And then we study a group of verbs that can be followed either by one or the other. I mean, verbs that can be followed by infinitive with to or ing with no difference at all. And we study also some verbs that can be followed by infinitive or ing, but they change the meaning. That was the grammatical topic of this unit. And this exercise is dealing with this, with verbs followed by ing and verbs followed by infinitive. The first one was, I began blank snowboarding when I went to stay with my uncle in the mountains. What did you choose here?
Going.
Going. Only one person. Can you copy your answer on the chat, please, for me to see it? I know that your answer is going, but observe for Frank is to go, Sylvia to go, Celia to go, Anna is going, yes, I know, David to go. Well, friends, Maria, going or to go? Yes, Maria, very good, very good. It can be either to go or going because this is a characteristic of begin, similar to start, right? That they can be followed by the infinitive or the ing with no significant difference. Very good. Now, let's go to, well, there is a microphone. Maria, could you switch off the microphone, please? Good, good. Well, now let's go to number 2. There was no point. This is an expression, you see? There was no point blank to windsurf yesterday because there wasn't enough wind. What is your answer here? To try or trying? To try for David, to try for Sylvia, to try for Anna. And for Frank is to try. And for Maria, try. Maria, you are correct. Maria's answer is the correct answer. Trying. There is no point, ing. There is no point, in this case it's past, there was no point, ing. Remember this in the future, it is ing. There was no point trying to windsurf yesterday because there wasn't enough wind. Number 3, we continue Training, Frank, training, Sylvia, training, David. Yes. Training, Anna. Very good. Celia, to train. Maria, both. Training and to train. Yes. Both are admissible here because continue, similar to begin, has this characteristic. Number 4, I stopped after running for 5 kilometers. To rest, David. Resting, Anna. Failure to rest. Resting, Frankie. To rest, Maria. Well, the answer is to rest. To rest. Remember that the stop can be followed by infinitive or by ing, but the meaning is different. In this example 4, to rest is the appropriate answer. 5, remember negative with go to college tomorrow as it's closed. What is it here? Now to go for Frankie. And nobody else. Yes, Anna, not to go. Maria, not to go. Yes, yes, friends, not to go. Perfect. 6. Yes, David. 6. I started rock climbing when I was a university student. Doing, Frank. Only Frank. David, doing. Anna, both doing and to do. Maria, doing and to do. Yes, girls, both are acceptable. I started doing rock climbing or I started to do rock climbing. Start is a synonym of begin, right? 7, don't forget, plenty of water on the climbing trip. Don't forget to bring or don't forget bringing. To bring, Anna. To bring, David. To bring, Frankie. Yes, yes, friends. To bring. Sylvia, good. Yes, Maria and Celia. To bring. 8. It wasn't worth up the mountain because we couldn't blah, blah, blah. It wasn't worth to continue or it wasn't worth continuing. Continuing for Frank. To continue for Sylvia. To continue for David. To continuing for Anna. Continuing for Maria. Yes, continuing is the correct form. ing in number 8. My family stopped Scotland every summer when blah, blah, blah. My family stopped to visit or my family stopped visiting Scotland every summer. What do you think is the appropriate? Visiting Sylvia, to visit Anna, visiting Maria, and nobody else. Okay, the correct answer is visiting. Yes, David, visiting. No, Frank, visiting. My family stopped to visit in Spanish. Mi familia se detuvo para visitar. No, no, no. Mi familia dejó de visitar Escocia. Dejó de stop visiting. Now, number 10, I prefer on the sea to on a lake. I prefer sailing for David, sailing for Sylvia, both for Anna, that is sailing and to sail for Anna, and Frankie sailing. All the answers are correct, but Anna is perfect. Yes, and Maria, both are acceptable. But if you are in the exam and you write sailing, good. If you are in the exam and you write to sail, good, because both are good. 11, I was offered a place in the regional swimming team, but it meant blank to competitions every weekend. What is it? It meant to travel or it meant traveling? Traveling for Anna, traveling for Frank, traveling for David, traveling for Maria, traveling for Sylvia. Very good. Very good. Thank you very much, friends. Number 12, traveling for Celia. I meant, this is number 12, I meant blank Oliver about my new job when I saw him, but I forgot to tell Frank, to tell David, to tell Sylvia, to tell Maria, and Celia to tell, and Anna to tell. Excellent. Yes, very good. The other part of the homework was the vocabulary exercise number 1, phrasal verbs and expressions with take. Everybody is welcome to the race. A phrasal verb using take, one of the expressions take place in David, and David is correct. Observe David's answer because this is perfect. Take part in, yes. So everybody's welcome to take part in the race. 2, Jack was injured, so Andy on the team and play in the final instead. What did Andy do? What is the answer in number 2? Takes his place? No, no, no. Take some? No. Another answer? Took his place, Celia? Yes, took. Yes, Celia is correct. Took his place, Maria? Yes. Yes, this is the answer. Be careful with the little details, friends. Today we are not in an exam, no problem with that, but in the exam, right? Because you have to use the correct form and the sentence is in past. Well, Jack was injured, so Andy took his place. 3, a professional tennis match can 5 hours to complete. What about 3? Take up 2. This is David. Take turn, Anna. Take up 2, Maria. Well, take up 2 is the correct form. Puede llevar hasta 5 horas. That is the meaning of take up 2. Take turn es coger turno. Well, 4, if you don't, when you are young, your health may suffer when you are older. What about 4? Take exercise for my friend David. And nobody else. David, correct. This is the correct answer. Take exercise. Very good. We decided to blank and go sailing even though the wind was quite strong. What about 5? Take a risk, Maria. Take a risk, David. Take a risk, Sylvia. Take a risk, Anna. Celia, take a risk. And Frankie Boy, the same. Excellent. Take a risk. 6, there weren't enough tennis rackets for everyone, so we had to blank playing. Take turns, David. Take turns, Maria. Take turns, Anna. Sylvia, take turns. Very good, friends. Take turns. Let's go to page 29 in the workbook, because here we have exercise 2, which is the other part of the homework. In this part, you have to use these phrasal verbs. Take something up, take to something, take after, take off, take something on, and take away. I am sure that you studied all these phrasal verbs at home using the dictionary or something, which is the intention. This is the intention of the class. Now, in number 1, what did you use in the blank? Only in the blank. After, David. David is correct. Take after. Number 2 in the blank. Yes, Anna and Maria. Yes, Celia. But in number 2, now we are in number 2. Maria on. Very good. On, David. Very good. David and Celia and Anna and Frankie, sorry, on. Yes, yes, very good. In number 2 is on. What is the preposition in 3? Off for Maria, off for Frankie, off for David. Yes, friends, off is perfect. And what about number 4? Up for David, up for Maria, up for Frankie boy. Yes, yes, up. And in number 5, away for David, away for Maria, away for Frankie boy. Excellent, away. And in number 6, Anna, away, yes. And in number 6, friends, 2 for David, 2 for Frankie. For Anna is 2, and for Maria is 2. Excellent. That was the homework. A lot of vocabulary, friends. Every class, we always have to learn some new vocabulary. Sometimes they are words, sometimes they are phrasal verbs, but we always have something to study. So don't leave it to the end of the course. Try to study systematically to avoid the group of words that then, at the end, they are impossible to memorize. Excellent. We are going to continue in this book, in the workbook, right? But now on page number 30, let's go to page number 30 in your workbook. Because on page 30, we have a listening. And this is so important for you, friends, that I want to dedicate the initial moments of the class to some listening practice. Cave diving. In this text, maybe you find 2 or 3 new words. That's why I prefer that you dedicate the first initial minute to use the dictionary in case you need it, and then I prepare the conditions for the listening. 1 minute for using your dictionaries. Come on. Well, friends, maybe you noticed that you have this recording, this audio in your WhatsApp group. So now you are going to listen to it again as many times as you need. And when you have all the answers, please send me a message. I'll be waiting for you. So do the exercise, don't hurry, but do it well. Celia, finished? Anna, finished? And Maria finished too. Very good. Very good. Cave diving. Barry says, it is the incredible beauty and what? The beauty and what is your answer in number 1? Incredible size for David. Only David? Okay, David, your answer is correct. Size. Barry says that it is the incredible beauty and size, or as David says, incredible size of the caves that attracts him to diving. Barry compares himself to an number 2 to an what? Instructor for David. Explorer for Maria. Well, Maria is correct. Explorer, to an explorer. Other divers say the danger is a what? Danger is a what? Challenge for Maria. Nobody else? Nobody else? Only Maria? Challenge for Anna. So Maria and Anna are correct. Challenge. Barry says the most frightening thing about cave diving is the complete what in number 4? Darkness for David. Who else? Who else? Darkness for Maria. Very good. Very good. Darkness for Anna and Celia. Yes, darkness. Because it's not possible to get to the surface easily. Having good blank skills is essential for survival. What is it in number 5? Abilities for David. Who else? ¿Quién más? Who else? Only David? Well, David, abilities is similar to skills. So abilities is not the answer. Because abilities and skills are the same. Nobody? Well, in number 5, problem solving. Problem solving, ing. Now, most accidents involve people who take what? In number 6. Risks for Maria. Only Maria? Simple rules, Anna. Risks, Celia. Well, risks is the correct answer. Congratulations. Well, 7, not having enough. Lost, David. Where in number 7? No, Maria, gas. Yes, David, gas. Yes, gas. Not having enough gas is a potentially dangerous problem. You need to have proper blank to do cave diving. Proper what? Training, Maria. Training, David. Yes, yes, friends. Congratulations, training. A good cave diver should never blank 9 when facing a serious problem. What about 9? Panic, Maria. Only Maria? Okay, Maria, congratulations. No, David, no, no. A good cave diver should never panic. David says have panic because that is what we say in Spanish, but in English we say panic, and this is everything. So in number 9, please copy panic. Barry thinks being a good diver increases your number 10 in normal life. What is number 10? Number 10, confidence, Maria. Yes, you are correct. Confidence in normal life. So in number 1 is size, in number 2 is explorer, in number 3 is challenge, in number 4 is darkness, in number 5 is problem solving, or solving problem, but problem solving is the perfect. Risks in number 6, in number 7 is gas, in number 8 is training, in number 9 is panic, and in number 10 is confidence. Listening can be a serious problem in your exams, and all the efforts that you are doing on Fridays, coming to these classes or attending these classes, is to prepare yourself for the exam. So please, if you have 2, 3, 4 answers incorrect in this listening, whenever you have a chance, whenever you have a minute, listen to the recording again and try to see why the answer is what the teacher says and not what I have in my book. This could be beneficial for you. Now let's go to page number 80 in the student's book. Page 80, student's book. Let me do it. Student's book. No, this is the workbook. I repeat, vocabulary on page 80, student's book. This page. Vocabulary. Look, see, watch, listen, and hear. These are the 5 verbs that we have to concentrate on during this unit number 7. The most important verbs in unit number 7. Look, see, watch, listen, and hear. If you analyze the 5 verbs, I am completely sure that you realize that in reality, we can divide these verbs into 2 principal groups. In one group, we can use look, see, watch, because they are connected with vision. And the other group is listen and hear, because they are connected with the sense of hearing. So we are going to do that. We are going to separate the two group of verbs in their corresponding collective. Look, see, watch. They are very similar in reality because eyes take part in this activity. But look is what I see with intention, right? Look is my intention when I am concentrating my vision on a point. When I am talking to a person, I look at the person's face. However, I am looking at the person who I am talking to, but at the same time, I can see many other people passing by. It is not my intention, but they are in my range of vision, so I see them, or I see the bus that is passing by the street, or I see the buildings that are behind the man or woman I'm talking to. But I'm looking at the man, I'm looking at the woman, right? But I see many other things. So maybe this is the difference between look and see. Look is what you see with intention, and see is everything you see because you are not blind. You have vision, right? It's not your intention, but you see a lot of things because they are in the range of your vision. Watch is a little bit different. They say that watch is something very similar to look. It's your intention. You do it intentionally. But watch is dedicated to things that normally are in movement. That's what they say. That's why we use watch with television, because normally everything we see on television is in movement. So it see or look becomes watch. What are you doing? I'm watching the television. Watch is a verb which is very appropriate for sports, logically, because in sports there are a lot of movement. Imagine, for example, football, where the footballers are running in the field from one part to the other constantly and kicking the ball, etc. Constant action and movement. Watch is perfect for that. So normally, I repeat, we use watch for television, always for television, and for sports. When you go to a stadium with your friends, you go because you want to watch the match. Watch is also used for the activity of detectives and policemen, etc. You know, when they are watching people. That's why the professional of watching are the watchman or watchwoman, which in Spanish would be the vigilante, right? The watchman, because they are watching you, your movements. Huh? So detectives, policemen are watching the thieves. They are watching the bad guys constantly. Watching. Look is your intention. For example, if the teacher is writing on the board, you are looking at the board. If the teacher is speaking, you look at the teacher. But when you are looking at the teacher, maybe you can see the board, and maybe you can see the desk, and maybe you can see the window that is behind the teacher. It's not your interest, but it's in your range of vision. Another difference is that look has always a preposition behind. Always look at. So if I want you to look at me, I say, hey, look at me. Look at the board. See that? Look at the poster. So look at. See doesn't need a preposition. Watch doesn't need a preposition. But look at. So maybe I repeat, these are the difference between these three verbs, look, see, watch. Similar thing happens with listen and hear. We use listen to the music. It's your attention, your intention is the music, so you listen to the music, right? When the teacher is speaking in class, you listen to the teacher, but at the same time, even when you don't want, maybe you can hear the traffic noise that is outside the classroom, or maybe you can hear the students and teacher in the next classroom. It's not your intention. You would prefer not to do it, but you are not deaf, so you hear that. Your intention is to listen to the teacher's class, but you hear the noises coming from the neighboring classroom. So that's the difference between listen and hear. It's the same difference between look and see. The same. Listen is with intention. That's why we use it for music, for example. What are you doing? I'm listening to music. And observe that listen also needs a preposition, the preposition to. Escúchame, listen to me. Escucha la música, listen to the music. However, here doesn't need a preposition. Similar to see, you see? They don't need prepositions. Questions? Dudas? Questions? Okay, maybe practicing would be the ideal way of realizing if you understood or not. That's why let's begin with exercise number 1. It says, candidates often confuse the following words, look, see, and watch, and listen and hear. Complete these sentences from listening part 4 by writing look, see, watch, listen, all hear, but my friends, in the correct form. In the correct form, right? I'm going to give you some minutes for you to do exercises 1, 2, 3, 4. They are only 4 sentences. When you finish, send me a message to continue the class. Sylvia, finish. David, finish. I spend my life. What is the verb? I spend my life watching. Anna, watching. Maria, Sylvia, watching. David, watching. Excellent. Excellent. Watching people doing different sports. Sport is watch. Spend, ing, watching. Now, number 2, I was, past continuous, I was down the course. What is the appropriate verb with down? Looking, Anna, very good. Maria, looking at. No, eliminate at because you have down. ¿No? Look down es mirar hacia abajo. Look at es mirar, pero si ya tengo down, es que no estoy mirando a alguien, estoy mirando hacia abajo. So, looking is the correct answer in number 2. I was looking down the course, planning my next shot or something, when these paragliders floating down. So for Frankie, so for Anna, so for David, and yes, so is yes, Sylvia, so is the correct answer. I saw those paragliders. Number 3, in fact, I and the preposition to, a piece of cake. And now in present or in past? Listen, Anna, excellent, in past. I listened to my instructor. Yes, Maria, excellent, David. I listened to my instructor, Chantal, through an earphone. 4, it was generally very quiet, calm, and civilized, except when she raised her voice to shout at other flyers to keep away from me. And then you really heard. You really heard. Very good, Anna. Here, but in past, because it's an end and what she's telling a story, so it's in past. Heard, Maria, very good. Heard. Exercise number 2, everybody. Exercise number 2, the same page, the same topic. Exercise 2, observe the screen, read the definitions on page 184, then circle the correct word in italics in these sentences. For example, number 1, I looked at or I watched my watch. See, you have to read the sentence and then you conclude if the verb is this or that. So you have 8 sentences. Please send me a message as soon as you finish. Very good. Sylvia finished. David finished. Well, he says, number one, I looked at or I watched my watch and saw that it was time to leave. What's your opinion? Looked at or watched? Looked at or what? Looked at, Sylvia. And Frankie, looked at. Looked at, Maria. Looked at, David. Very good, friends. Yes, looked at. Observe number two now. I really enjoy looking at, or I really enjoy watching horror films. Watching for Sylvia, watching for David. Nobody else? It's very easy. Watching Maria, watching Anna, watching Frank. Yes, watching horror films. 3, we live near a motorway and we can listen to or we can hear the traffic non-stop. Here, Maria, here, David, here, Anna, and the rest. Only 3 people. Frankie here, Sylvia here. Yes, perfect. Here. 4, I've been looking at our holiday photos, or I've been watching our holiday photos. Looking at Sylvia, looking at Anna, looking at David, and Maria looking at, yes, Frank, looking at. 5, did you watch Buckingham Palace, blah, 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 or did you see Buckingham Palace when? See Maria, see Anna, see David. Only 3 people. Ah, yes, Frankie, see. Frankie, Sylvia, see. Excellent, see. 6, she knew the policeman was looking what she did, or she knew the policeman was watching what she did. Policeman, watching, yes, Anna. Watching because it is the policeman. Watching, Anna, and the rest. David, watching, yes. Sylvia, watching. Maria was watching. Excellent, excellent, friends. 7, Ivan was in the kitchen, so he didn't listen to the telephone when it rang, or Ivan was in the kitchen, so he didn't hear the telephone when it rang. Here, David, here, Maria, here, Anna, here, and the rest of the class, here, Frankie, here, Sylvia, yes, here. 8, Marisa looks so relaxed when she is listening to music or hearing music. Listening to Sylvia, listening to Anna, David listening to, also Frankie listening to, very good, listening to, and Maria listening to. Excellent, very good. I think you don't have any problem with this. Congratulations. Well, this was, we began the class with grammar and vocabulary, and then listening, and then vocabulary, and then now the speaking. Let's go to page number 81, observe 81, speaking, part 3. And now all the students get nervous. Well, this is speaking, part 3, and this is the terrible moment when, after the personal questions, when you finish the pictures, the teacher gives you a diagram similar to the diagram you have on page 81, and you have to establish a conversation with the other student. This conversation should last 2 minutes, and in 2 minutes you have to finish your conversation with all the topics around the question, and the topics always are 5. Like the example you have here. This is on page number, here, this page. In this example of exam, the central question is, how could these activities encourage students to do more sports? That is, how could these activities, and which are the activities? Well, a visit to the National Athletic Championships, a talk by a professional footballer, a school sports day, free membership of a sports club, a weekend doing a virtual sport. So the conversation with your classmate is to speak about how these 5 topics could influence on the determination of students to practice more sport or not, because this is a free conversation. Cambridge gives you the topic, but it's free. If you agree or disagree, if you think it's a good idea or you think it's a disastrous idea, no problem with that. The important thing is that you speak about the 5 topics in 2 minutes. The important thing is that you speak and let speak. What they evaluate is that you sustain the conversation nicely. Yes, nicely. That you give opportunity to the other student to speak. That when the other student is speaking, you are paying attention. And you are reassuring the other person with gestures and words like sure, yes, you are right, things like that. In this part of the exam, try not to contradict the other student, try not to argue, try not to discuss anything. If you don't agree with what the person is saying, in your turn, say what you think. But don't criticize the other student, because this can begin a discussion that is not adequate here and you can fail the exam. So don't do it. Anything the other student says is his or her problem. So I repeat, this is a transcendental moment in the exam, because it means that you have to be speaking with the other student that sometimes you know, but sometimes it's the first time you see that person, during 2 minutes. When this conversation ends in 2 minutes, because the teacher is going to interrupt you, then the teacher is going to ask you to select from the 5 ideas around the question, to select the one or the ones that you consider to be the most appropriate, the best. And then you have another minute for, in a conversation again, decide the 2 or 1, it depends on the teacher, aspect that you both consider to be the best. This is part 3 in the speaking exam. The topics are a visit to the National Athletic Championships, a talk by a professional footballer, a school sports day, free membership of a sports club, and a weekend doing what adventure sport. That's it. Well, friends, it is a good moment for you to listen to other people taking this exam, right? It is exercise 4 that you see here on the right hand. On the right hand, you have exercise 3. Now listen to Miguel and this one, sorry. Exercise 3. Now listen to Miguel and Irene doing the speaking task, etc., etc. Listen to them. Give me just a second. Okay, this was an example, but it is not the first example you received because we have practiced this in class, remember, several times. Anyway, the only way of preparing for the exam is training and training and training. That is practicing and practicing. We cannot know in advance what the topic of our conversation is going to be in the real exam. It's impossible. We are not psychic. We are not, fortune tellers. But it is true, it's my experience, that if you train and train and try to do all the speaking that we practice in class, the day of the exam you are prepared for any topic, because Cambridge always use similar topics to the book, right? Please go to page 82. Page 82, this one here, because this is going to be our speaking exam next class. Not today, I am not crazy, next class. You see, exercise 7, it says, this is the teacher says, I'd like you to imagine that the town wants young people to spend their free time in ways which are useful for them. Here are some ideas that they are thinking about and a question for you to discuss. Talk to each other about how these ideas would provide useful ways for young people to spend their free time. This is the topic. And this is the question in central position. How would these ideas provide useful ways for young people to spend their free time? You know that one of the problems we have nowadays in our society is the way in which young people spend their free time. When they are very young, they spend all their free time playing video games, and when they are teenagers and they are 19, 20, They prefer going out with friends and drinking, and sometimes consuming drugs. That's a pity, but it's a reality. So society is worried about that. And they give you 5 ideas. Some ideas are good, some are regular, and maybe there is one that is bad or regular. I don't know. It depends on your opinion, which is respectable. I'm going to begin with the first at the top, at the on the left. Building a sports center and gym. Remember, the idea is what to do for young people to spend their free time doing something beneficial for their health, and nothing bad. Building a sports center and gym. I am a student. I know that next Friday I have an examination in speaking. I have to begin creating ideas about this. How beneficial or not building a sports center and gym could be for young people in the area. If you live in Getafe, Fuenlabrada, etc. Building a sports center and gym. Logically, it could be good. Huh? If the majority of young people in my area spend their free time doing sport or practicing athleticism or doing exercise in the gym, it would be great, because this is good for their health, right? And they are not drinking, and The other is running adventure sports weekends. That is dedicating the weekends, which is the most dangerous moment, to practice running adventure sports with friends, etc. Remember running adventure, because we read about that in this unit. These are the people who spend 2 days or maybe more running and swimming. It's a kind of competition. Is it very good idea or not so good? Your opinion. It's your opinion. Nobody's going to discuss that. Now, the other is starting a cinema and theater club. Maybe you think this is not good, but friends, not everybody loves sports. So if the only options you give young people in the area is a sport, and this specific group of young people don't like sport, they will feel excluded and they won't have a chance. So this is an opportunity for people who prefers other kind of intellectual activity like cinemas, debating films, also preparing some kind of plays and making some dramatizations and participating in plays as actors and actresses, etc., etc., or studying the theater or going to the theater with other students. This is an option for the people, I repeat, who don't precisely love sports. Now, providing a library, that is, building in the area a new library with new conditions, etc. I remember last year that this, providing a library, was the aspect of the 5 that the majority of the students criticized. That is, the students said that there are many libraries, or that nowadays young people don't go to libraries, etc. But why not? If you have a library and you want to study and you don't have conditions in your house, you go to the library and study there, or you listen to music, etc. So providing a library, you can criticize it or not, as you want, but you need to prepare for that. Organizing trips abroad. It means, imagine that during vacation or holidays, the young people who are not working, they don't have money, and imagine that the city council offers young students at a very low price or free some trips to other cities, or trips to or abroad. It could be abroad. The problem with abroad is that it's more expensive. You know, going to Rome or Paris could be more expensive. But what about if the city council says, hey, young people, if you want to go to Salamanca, I will take you there with transportation and lunch free. I imagine that many students would take it because it would be fun with friends, a group of friends going without spending money. That's the idea. That's the idea, that you prepare for this moment next class, because you can be sure that next class I'm going to say you and you establish a conversation, and I don't want you to feel unprepared. So 5 aspects that you need to prepare for so you can establish a conversation. Don't speak too much because you have only 2 minutes. And if you don't finish the 5 topics, imagine you don't pass. Logically, this is not a real exam. It's practicing here in class. But this is the only chance you have to practice for the exam, friends. So take advantage of it. Take advantage. Any questions about this activity that we are going to take next class? Next class, we have a speaking exam. Part number, what part is this? Part number 3, right? 2 minutes speaking about these different ways of guaranteeing that young people in the area spend their free time in a healthy, productive, nice form. Is this clear for you? Let me see.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, friends.
Yes.
Thank you, friends. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, let's continue with our class today, because this is not the end of the story. Now, there is something I want to do with you, but it's not in this book. It's not in the student's book. We have to go back to the workbook, page number 30. Let's go to page 30 in the workbooks. Page 30 here. Because on page number 30, on the right hand, we have a reading and use of English, part 2. In reality, this is use of English, part 2. Remember, this is the text that they give you with the spaces in blank, but they give you no hints, no ideas, no clues, nothing. So you have to fill in the blanks using your knowledge of English. What is ski touring? They are going to tell you what ski touring is, but there are spaces in blank. They are exactly 8 spaces in blank. I'm going to give you some minutes for you to do it. Take it easy. When you finish, send me a little message. Finished or done, and I know that you are prepared. Come on, you can use your dictionaries, right? Maria, finished? So Maria finished, David finished, Anna finished. I think we can check it. It says, ski touring is exactly that, touring on skis. It combines the best bits of skiing and mountaineering and provides a perfect way to explore the mountains in winter. The advantages of, no, in number one is of. The advantages of ski touring are that you can really escape the crowds, enjoy the solitude of the mountains, and in number two, spacing blank two, what do you think is the word? A for Anna, B for Maria, B for Frankie. Yes, yes, friends, B, no R, B. And B rewarded. Another option in number two is get. Get is admissible, and get rewarded with breathtaking views and exhilarating descents. Ski touring involves both going up and down the mountain, not even for experienced skiers, new skills to be acquired. In number three, what did you write in number three? Need for David, only David. Maria have, Anna need. Both answers are correct. It can be need or it can be have. Both correct. Have to be acquired, need to be acquired. Number four, with ease, blank is much to learn. There for Maria, there for Anna. Okay, girls, there is correct. There is much to learn about skinning up, getting up the mountain. That improves efficiency and saves energy. Similarly, you want to be blank to enjoy going down. In five, what did you write in five? Able for David, fit for Anna, able for Maria. Well, able is the answer. You want to be able to enjoy going down, which means learning to cope with the variety of snow conditions you will encounter off-piste. Six, what is the word? After for Frank, if for Sylvia. No, no one else because for Maria. Yes, Maria. Although, well, Maria is correct. Because all ski touring is very demanding, because it's better than the rest. Because all ski touring is very demanding. You must be good physical condition. Here we need the preposition. In for David, very for Anna, for Sylvia. No, in. You must be in good physical condition. In is the perfect answer here in number 7. The fitter you are, the fun you will have. The more, David, better, Anna. More answers. Nobody else? David, Anna, more, Maria. You 3 are correct. Yes, both are acceptable. More fun or better fun. Both acceptable. Thank you very much. In number 1 is off. In number 2, 2 options, be or get. In number 3, 2 options, have or need. In number 4, there. In number 5, able. In number 6, because. In number 7, in number 8, more or better. Typical exercise in the exams. If you turn the paper and now go to page number 31, we have another final use of English exercise there. Reading and use of English, part 1, planning an adventure trip. Let's see it. Planning an adventure trip. Here. This is the next exercise. But the difference is that this is part number 1. In part number 1, they give you options, A, B, C, or D. When you finish this exercise, please send me a message. Maria, finished. David, finished. Anna, finished. And Frankie, finished. Very good. Planning an adventure trip. Researching your destination properly will, zero is the example. And they say, in zero, write make. So I repeat using make. Researching your destination properly will make all aspects of your adventure trip easier, as well as helping you to, and in number one, you have take, get, find, set. For you, what is the answer? A, B, C, or D? For Anna is letter C. For David is C. For Maria is C, B, and for Frankie is C. Well, Maria and Silvia B. Maria and Silvia are correct. It's get. To get the most out of, to get most out of your experience. Obtener, get. Research will help you pick the best places to go, but you'll also learn what you need to pack, and also what cultural and sometimes political issues you should be of, with the preposition of at the end. A for David, A for Frankie, A for Sylvia, correct. Aware of, yes, Anna, aware of, excellent. In number two is aware. Climate and seasonal pricing are important in your decision. And in number three, are important what? B for Frank, C for Maria, B for Anna, and for Sylvia is C. Well, and for David is C. C is the perfect. Factors. Better than reasons is factors. In number three, it says climate and seasonal pricing are important factors in your decision about when to go. For adventure travel, bad weather or weather you are not blank for, with the preposition for, letter D for Sylvia, letter B for Frankie, letter C for Maria, and for Anna is letter D. Well, the number four is letter B, prepared for. Prepared for. You should be prepared for. No, you should be no. Yes, I'm lost. This is number four. You are not prepared for. Can ruin the trip. While you can predict what the blank weather will be, and in number five, what letter do you think it is? A for David, D for Frankie, D for Maria, D for Anna. Yes, letter D is the perfect, exact. Yes, what the exact weather will be, find out as much as you can about the climate in advance. While some research is absolutely number six, A for Frankie, D Maria, D David, Anna is letter D. The answer is, I'm sorry, is letter B, essential. In number six, while some research is absolutely essential, don't plan every moment of your trip in advance. Over planning tends to make people less what? With the preposition to. Letter D for Anna, D for Maria, D for David. Yes, kids, yes, D. Willing, yes. Less willing to take part in the surprising and spontaneous what? That are part of any sort of adventure travel. Spontaneous what? D for Frankie, C for Maria, and A for David. Well, we have three options, and the correct option is Ana Lozano C. The correct one is events, letter C. So in number one is get, is letter B. In number two is letter A. In number three is letter C. In number four is B. In number five is D. In number six is B. In number seven is D. And in number eight is letter C. These are the answers of this difficult, because it was difficult, reading and use of English exercise. Very good. Well, now, friends, let's go to page 94. Page 94 in the student's book. Student's book, page 94. This page that you can see on the screen, which is the vocabulary and grammar review of unit number 7. The important thing of this page is that you have all the vocabulary and all the grammar we studied in unit number 7 in a kind of revision. Let's concentrate on number 1, word formation. Read this text. Use the word given in capitals at the end of each line to form a word that fits in the gap in the same line. You know, we always practice this in the exams. Adventure racing. They give you intelligent as an example. The derivative of intelligent in number 0 is intelligently. Please read the rest of the text and tell me what are the words. I'm going to give you the minutes you need, but as soon as you finish, send me a message. Sylvia finished? And David? And Anna? And Maria? Very good. Listen, because we don't have much time. So listen to this and compare with your answers. The teams that come first are the ones who race intelligently and adapt to the sort of unpredictable, be careful because it's negative, UN, unpredictable situations which arise in these races. The teams who do well show both flexibility and patience. Unfortunately, our preparations for the race in Australia were not methodical in any way. In fact, as a beginner, I was so inexperienced that the training I actually did was simply to run and cycle as much and as hard as I could. When we actually did the race, one of my teammates became just too tired to continue. We had been going really fast without taking any rests, and he had been unwilling to ask us to take a break. I knew that our team had not been prepared or realistic about the pace we could keep. Not finishing that race was the most valuable lesson I could have learned. Well, friends, this is the end of the class, but pay attention. Pay attention. Remember the homework for next class are two. Number one, prepare for the speaking test. And number two, finish the vocabulary and grammar review of unit number 7 on page 94. You have to do grammar, exercises 2 and 3, page 94. Okay, do you understand the homework? Good, Frankie. Thank you very much. Thank you, David. Thank you.
Yes, Jerry.
Good, kids. You are fantastic. Celia, are you fine? Celia? I was waiting for your voice. Okay, thank you, friend. Thank you very much. I will check the 2 homeworks next class. Bye, Frankie. Yes, yes, Frank.
Have a nice weekend, Jerry.
The same to
Bye.
you, friend. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye, friends.